Today, we're going to dig into a really radical idea from the spiritual teacher Ram Dass. What if that identity, the one you've spent your entire life building, is actually a kind of cage? And what if the key to unlocking it is a lot simpler than you think? You know, this quote from Ram Dass, it really is the perfect place to start. Think about it. The very first step out of any trap is just realizing you're in one. So here's the big question. What if our entire culture is caught in a trap that most of us don't even see? So Ram Dass uses this really powerful metaphor to describe our whole situation. He pictures a huge herd of cattle just stampeding mindlessly right towards the edge of a cliff. It's a pretty intense image, right? And it's his way of saying our culture has, in a big way, lost its path.
So what's even driving the stampede? Well, Ram Dass points to these deep-seated cultural myths that we just accept as true. You know, the idea that we're all these separate individuals locked in constant competition. Or this belief that success means having more than the next person. Or that technology will magically save us from all the problems we've created. And where does all this lead? What's the end result of living by these myths? Well, it's this deep, nagging sense of isolation. We end up feeling totally cut off from each other, from the natural world, and maybe most importantly, from our own deeper selves.
Okay, so that's the big picture, but how does this play out for us, individually, in our own lives? Well, it all starts with what Ram Dass calls the trap of being a somebody. See, from the second we're born, we go into what he calls somebody training. We're taught by other people who all think they're a somebody how to become our own separate defined self. And in the process, we forget our original setting, you could say. He calls this nobody, not in a bad way, like you're nothing, but as in you're part of everything. You're that connected awareness before all the labels get stuck on.
And this quote, man, it just nails the core problem. That somebody identity, our ego, it's actually super fragile. It's like you're putting on a play and you constantly need the audience to clap just to feel like you're really there. It leaves us always looking outside of ourselves for approval.
So, okay, if this somebody identity is a trap, how in the world do we get out? The way out, he says, is to start shifting where we put our attention, moving it away from all the noisy thoughts in our head and toward the quiet awareness that's just watching them. Okay, so Ram Dass gives us this really simple but wow, profound exercise you can try. You just start with the phrase, I am, and notice all the stuff you attach to it. I am a doctor. I am a mother. I am an artist. Every single one of those is a limit, a box. The practice is to just gently let those go and rest in that simple feeling of, I am. And then from that quiet place, you ask, so who is this I? And here's the big takeaway from that. You are not your thoughts. You're not your job. You're not your story. You are the quiet, spacious awareness that all of that stuff appears in. It's like you're the sky and your thoughts are just clouds passing through. You're not the clouds. And when you start to rest in that awareness, it completely changes how you relate to the world, especially how you relate to suffering, which is everywhere. It gives you the strength to face it without just shutting down and closing off. So this is the challenge Ram Dass puts to us. Is it possible to see all the pain in the world, in ourselves and in others, and just let our hearts break open over and over without building a wall around them? Because, when we try to protect ourselves from all that pain, what we often end up doing is just turning off our connection to life itself. He talks about this kind of inner tug of war that we all feel. Our thinking mind, its job is survival. It's programmed to protect our separate self, to put up walls. But our heart, it's naturally open, it's boundaryless. Its whole job is to feel compassion and connect. And the real work of being human is learning to hold that tension. And this all brings us to a really tough, but super important paradox. From one point of view, from that high-level awareness, you can see how suffering is just a perfect part of how the universe works. But from your human heart, it just stinks. It's awful. And to be a fully awake human being means you have to hold both. You have to see the perfection and feel the heartbreak, all at the same time. Okay, so what do you do with all this awareness? Where does it go? Well, for Ram Dass, the ultimate expression of all this inner work is getting out there and engaging in selfless service. This idea has a name. It's called Karna Yoga. And the whole point isn't that you have to go quit your job and join a monastery or something. No. It's about taking what you already do,
your job, parenting, making coffee for someone, and turning the action itself into your spiritual practice.
And you know, what's really cool is that when you start to identify with that deeper awareness, that feeling of connection, the whole idea of separation just starts to dissolve. You begin to realize that the suffering you see out there, it isn't just theirs, it's ours. It's the world's suffering, and we're all a part of it. And this kicks off this amazing, kind of beautiful feedback loop. We help other people as a way to work on ourselves, and we work on ourselves so we can be more helpful to other people. And as we get freer from our own stuff, the whole idea of a giver and a receiver just fades away. It's no longer me helping you, it's just presence. It's just life helping life, kind of like your left hand passing something to your right. And so this whole journey leaves us with one last really big question to chew on. We're so often taught to think of helping others as a sacrifice, something that costs us. But what if that's backwards? What if the real path to healing our own suffering isn't found by turning away from the world's pain, but by turning directly toward it with a wide open heart?